Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay, so today is a replacement class for business econ, but it's also serve as a SPSS demo section because the IE and the SE class we actually have gone through this, but then we have no time to finish everything. So so I hope the IE and the SE students you are here. If you are not here, then you will be the one which is Ruby lah. So since today is a BE replacement class, so I get the data from the BE slots to do the demo. So throughout these sections, I'm going to share with you how you're going to clean your data. So right, you download from Google Form, right? Then how you're going to clean the data in Excel. Then after that, you bring into SPSS, right? So I see your friends, this group, these TT groups, already input the data into SPSS, but I don't know whether they do it correctly or not, but it seems something wrong, So you see the first column is empty, so something wrong. So let's have a look together, All right. So BE class, BE class, don't know how many, any groups here haven't finished the data collection. Any groups here haven't finished the data collection? You can identify yourself by sending me a private message. Right? I just want to know how to help you along the way. So for those groups who already have your data, then you can use your data to follow the demo. Right? So along the way, if I'm too fast, then you let me know lah. Then I can wait for you for a while. So I hope while you're viewing the session as part of the lecture, you also do your analysis. Right? So this is their data. This is their data. I don't know. I think they have to do a lot of things on that. I don't know where they learn about this. So if I look at the data, so typically this is how the data look like, right? You download from the SPS, the Google form. Is this the original? This is a raw data, right? Hello, are you here? Yeah, this is the raw data, right? Okay, so once you download, it's something like this. So you see, you have data in a categorical. We call this a categorical. So this is called ungrouped data. It's a quantitative ungrouped data like this. So this one again a categorical. So then they have this correct. So this one got correct, incorrect, correct, incorrect. Then after that, they have this another skill. I think this is a 5-point Likert. 5-point Likert. Right. Then after that, they have another kind of skill. I think this one is agreements. This is also this frequency skill. So I think they have a combination of different skills. So what is this? What is the topics of this? Can you share the topics in the groups? No, you share the topics in the chat box. So everyone know the topics. So they have a better idea what I'm saying here. All right. Okay, see, so this data consider not very complicated, but then for you guys, still consider a bit complicated. So I remember I told you you can always use a pivot table to sort out all the possible options, especially the categorical data, right? Because later on you're going to do coding. So you got to transform this type of data like this, raw data, into something like this. So you see, they have to do something already on that, right? So you see, throughout the data set, there's no words, there's no string, right? There's no string anymore. They are all in numerics already. Right? It's easy to do like this in Excel first, then you bring over to SPSS, right? So this column, the timestamp, do you really need the timestamp to be kept here? Actually, you don't need, right? Instead of having the timestamp here, right? It's important to have the ID rather than the timestamp to me, right? ID will serve as an identity of the respondent. So just make it some number. Just make a number, right? Then you fill the serial. This one keep it the one decimal place will do it because it's identity. It's an ID of name, right? So this one will be represent the name of the respondent. So if you do anything on this data, right, you don't have to go and adjust the number anymore. Let's say, for example, when you delete this respondent number 9, you delete. So after you delete, so they will skip the 9. So you don't have to redo the ID by having, a new set of number according to the series. You don't have to, no. You have to remember this ID represent the name of the respondent. So when you delete number 9, mean to say person 9 won't be in the analysis, right? So you can just keep like this. So in future, when you check back the data set, you know that, okay, actually I have deleted number 9 or I deleted certain respondent, right? So this ID is very, very important. If you didn't keep this ID, in case you're doing any sorting on your data set, for example, you put out a filter here. I guess I have shown you about this. So you put out a filter here, you sort here and there, just sort here and there to see. Sometimes you want to check certain things, especially when you're working the thing with your supervisor. Then you say, okay, you sort. I want to see this and that. So you keep sorting and sorting. If you don't have ID, later on, no way for you to get back to the original setting. Get back to the original position of the data, right? So if you have ID here, right? So regardless how are you going to sort the thing here, if you want to get back the original position of the data, you just have to sort back the ID from the smallest to the largest, it would do. So it's very important because sometimes when your data set is very big, you have certain data that you are not intended to analyze first. Sometimes, let's say for example, you have multiple option data. So multiple option data, you are not ready to analyze first, right? So, and you want to copy paste the whole thing into SPSS. So the multiple option data is in between. So it's going to disturb the flow, right? You have to cut this thing out. So when you cut the thing out, right, you're going to cut into the other page, right? So make sure you bring the ID together when you copy paste into the next file, right? So in future, when you want to bring this block back into the original data set, you can always do that, right? So ID is very, very important, especially later on when you do your FYP, you're dealing with big set of data, right? Your FYP likely to have 200 to 300 respondent easily, all right? So that's the thing. It's important to keep this one. Then one more thing is that you need to learn some skill on how to transform all these categorical data into coding, right? Including the yes no. Yes no is considered as binary data. Binary data is also categorical, right? You need some way to transform. Then the rest of these like for example, frequency scale, agreement scale, all this kind of like scale, they are actually ordinate data, right? So ordinate data is also categorical data, right? So you need to put down a code for each of the option before you bring it into SPSS. Not to say SPSS cannot do coding. SPSS can do recoding as well. It's just that it's very tedious, right? Later I'll show you on that. So you can judge yourself whether which approach you actually prefer, right? How come got one fella not in the meeting? I don't understand. Okay. So let me ask these groups how you actually transform all this categorical, all this label into numbers. How you all do?
Control H.
Sorry?
I think it's Control H lah. Are you wait Control H.
Control H. What is Control H?
No. Actually, I go the file select and use to replace.
Oh, okay. So you're using the replace function.
Yes.
Okay. So they are using
Not Control
replace
H.
function. Control H.
对不起。
Yeah, maybe you are right at Control H. I don't know the key. So replace function is actually here when you sign under the home, you look for editing. Then you'll find the find and select. Then you click the it's correct, it's Control H. So I don't remember the shortcut of the keyboard. Right, so find what and replace with what? To do this, you got to be very careful when you're doing this. Because if you just type the words that you want to find here and replace that with the other words, right? Let's say, for example, you have strongly agree, and the other option will be agree. So let's say you type here agree, then agree usually replace that with for, right? So, and you didn't click match entire cell content. Mean to say, you're going to tell Excel, right? Whenever they see agree, they're going to replace by for. So, mean to say, the strongly agree will be also replaced by for. So if you didn't take these two, so when you type agree, all the agree will be replaced by for. The strongly agree will be also replaced by for. So because they will only trace this word, as long as when the box has the words called agree, then they will replace by for. And then you have no more file idea. So I don't know whether the groups did the thing correctly or not. Right? So the find and replace function is very useful. Just that you got to be very careful on this. So these two boxes are very important to be checked. But when you check these two boxes, right? Especially the match kids, mean to say, they are very sensitive to the capital letter and the small letter. So they only will trace exactly what you write. Right? Okay. So that's how you do it. The other way of doing that, if let's say you have male and female, or you have some option that's very long, you malas, you lazy to get a replace function. You also can do such a way that you insert one more column. You insert one more column, then you write gender. Then after that, right, you have male and female. Okay, this one make vector change to ID. Otherwise, cannot trace. Alright, so once this ID, you just keep it into one decimal place. Right? Okay. So the other way around is that you can extend insert a column right beside the variable. Then you put out a filter. You put out a filter, then you do sorting. You do sorting. So all the items with same category will be grouped according to the names. Right? Then in this case, then you type lah. You type, let's say male, you want female, you want to be 1, then you type 1. Then you drag down. Then you drag down. This one also work. But then if let's say you have very high big data, like a few thousand, you don't do that. It's going to take a lot of time. So, right? The replace function will be better in this sense, right? So up to you. There are many ways as long as you know how to get the Excel work, right? So the other way around is to do what? Once you put out the filter, then you select female. You select female, right? Then you put 1. You double click. You double click. Then after that you go for male. Then you put number 2. Then you double click. So this one also work. This one also work. Right? But if you want to do double click, it's good to do the sorting first. Sort alphabetical order first. Then the double click, it won't mix up. So there are many ways for you to set up the coding, right, in Excel. So then for this type of data, like correct, incorrect, because you see you have a few items sharing the same option. So in this case, the replace function will be easier. The replace function will definitely easier. You just have to highlight everything, right? Highlight the block that you would like to clean first, right? Some of the students they will highlight with color to represent that okay, this is from one instrument, so they are sharing the same skill, right? So after that you highlight, you go to find and select, right? Select this one. Okay, now you just write correct. So correct is 1. Then you just click replace all. Then the other word is incorrect. 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 Then you have 2. Just replace all. Incorrect. And done. Then you already check. So if you want to check, right, you can use the filter to check. Once you press down, then you get 1 and 2 correct. So that's how you do it. I guess they has been doing this one correctly now. Okay, so far so good.
Good, Doctor.
So far so good. Are you okay? No response. What happened to you all? Okay. All right. So for this part on data cleaning, I will leave it to you all. All right. So I hope you know what to be done on this. And one more thing. For those groups doing BMI to measure obesity. So I ask you all to capture the height and the weight, then you compute the BMI yourself, right? So to compute the BMI, better you compute it in Excel first, then you bring into SPSS. That will be easier, right? And some of the some of the skill that you need to sum or you need to average, you can always do it in Excel first. It's always easy to do it in Excel first. Right? Okay. So this is the topics, family economic trend, family health skill and risky sexual behavior, sexual health literacy. Okay, so got 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. Basically, here got 4 variables. Okay. So you see, okay, so I want the thing to be okay. So this is already, this is all the things that has been done in numerics already. All right, I want to show you all how to bring this kind of data into SPSS. So this is the one that they sent. So this one first, close. Where is my SPSS? So for those group who have no idea how to run an analysis, you can try to look for me. Next week I have a few meeting, so I might not be around a certain time. So if you're able to catch me, then you ask. Okay. So once you enter into SPSS, this is how the software look like. Can you see the SPSS?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. All right. So this is the layout of SPSS, right? You call it interface, right? Here on the left bottom, you have this data view and variable view, right? Data view is for you to view the data. So all the data will be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these are the vertical represent the cases. The horizontal one will be the variables, right? Then the other page on the variable view, here will be a list of variable, right? Will be a list of variable. So there are a few columns here, right? Name represent the name of the variable. So later on, the name that you type in will be reflected here under the variable, right? Then this is the types. Types is the types of the data. So when if you let's say you paste in categorical data in the form of wordings, text, right? Later on, the text will become a string, right? If let's say you paste all the numbers, then it will come out to be numerics, right? Let me paste in the data, then you have better idea about that. Okay, so to bring in the data, very easy. So, but the thing is, you see, this is the question. This is the questions. So you see, the question tend to be very long, especially later on the item under the Likert scale is even longer. All the statements are very long. So, but the moment you download from Google form, it will be exactly the same as what you wrote in the survey form, right? But you couldn't bring all these things into SPSS and make this one as the name of the variable is going to be very long. So you don't bring this label first, right? You don't bring this thing first. You just bring the numbers only. So you take first, you press at B2 on the cell B2, right? Then towards the end, go to the last box towards the end, right? So it's this box, right? So you just hold down the shift. Hold down the shift, then you press first, then only you let go. Then you just right click and copy. Then you go to SPSS data view, right? So you paste, right? When you paste, right? Paste at the first cell, right? Right click. So here you can paste and paste with variable name. Right, just now we didn't take the variable name, so you just paste on here. unless you have prepared the variable name, right, according to the requirement of the software, then you can bring the variable name and pass with the variable name, right? See, the first column, the name of the variable, okay, will be exactly the same as the horizontal, right? So this one, the name of the variable, you need to keep it short. And one more thing is that this name even allow for spacing. Mean to say, you cannot write something like, for example, let's say you have this, your age, right? You couldn't say your age. So if you need 2 or 3 words to be it, you got to use underscore. The thing is, the more underscore that you bring in, the longer will be the variable name. So try to keep it short. Then this is label. Label is about the same as the name. It's just that label you can write it longer, and label basically allow for all kind of symbol. So under the label, you can always keep the full sentence, right, of the item, or for the full sentence of the question. It's up to you, right? So very important is this part. Then followed by this is a tabs. So you click, so you will see the variable tabs is numerics, comma, dots. There are a few kind of tabs. Usually you will use the numerics and the string. So if you paste in text, it will appear as a string. So you paste in number, it will appear as numerics, right? Then let me close this thing. Okay, so you have the weight decimal here, right? You don't have to do anything on this. Predefined is always 8, 2, and the column is always 8, right? So if let's say you bring in text, right, and the sentence is very long, make sure you extend the column and the weight. Otherwise, I should delete. So decimal will be the decimal places of the data. So it's right now is 2, right? So you want to keep it 1, then just change 1. This is value. Value setting is very, very important. This value setting and measure, these two are basically the most important settings that you have to check through first before you start your analysis. So what is this? This is for you to code. Let's say, for example, gender. The data on gender, you have male and female, right? So in Excel, you already code, for example, male is 1, female is 2, right? So now you copy paste all the value inside, but the software don't know, right? 1 represent what, 2 represent what. Right now here under the value, right, the value label, you got to tell the software, okay, 1 represent what, 2 represent what, right? So this is where to set up the coding. This column is about missing data. So you press in and you will see discrete missing value or the range, right, with one optional discrete missing value. This one you learn next semester in research method, right? I believe that right now, I think most of the group, you don't have missing value. All right, this is alignment. It's not important. Alignment basically about the alignment of the data. So we see right now it's right. So to say all the data will be on the right hand side, right? Measure is very important. Measure is the one that we covered in our LU1. So you got to define the measure. We call it a data measurement. I hope you still remember. So this scale represent, scale include the interval and the ratio, right? So you have ordinal and nominal. I hope you still remember how to define. So for example, like, for example, like scale, like scale. How do we consider like a scale? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like a scale. Are you going to put that under scale or under nominal or under ordinal? Which one? Which one?
Ordinal.
Ordinal, right? All the like scale will be under ordinal. Remember, even though you see they are all in numbers, right? Doesn't mean they are already in scale, right? They are still ordinal, by the way, right? Like for example, agreement scale, strongly agree up until strongly disagree. These are all ordinal data, right? So, okay, right now I want to show you all how to put in this name. Okay, you get back to your Excel file. So this is the name, right? Actually very simple. Don't make life difficult. Okay, you just take all these label name. Just copy. Yeah, then you go to a new sheet. Then you put the cursor at any box. Any box will do. You right click and you go paste special. Right? Then you click transpose. You click transpose. Then you press OK. Then you see this. So if you think very long, you just write this. Write text, then you see it. Right? So, see, this block until here, these block are demographic. Right? This is demographic. So demographic very simple. You just write a keyword that you are able to recognize. For example, this one is age, then you just write age. This one is race, then you just write race. So you see, the fresh field will actually suggest to you, but this one you don't follow. This one not correct one. All right. So from here onwards, I believe from here onwards will be all the skill. So I need the groups. So can you tell me the skill? Hello, are you with me? Joseph in the groups, right? Okay. So from here to here, what is this? What is this skill?
Sexual health literacy.
So this is sexual
Yeah.
health literacy,
Yeah.
Confirm, Okay, this is all sexual health literacy, Okay, so here is one block until which question? This question,
Yeah.
Okay, until this question. This question, So how are you going to code this one? To make the name of the variable very short. Actually, very simple. Just write some things that you know, sexual health literacy. Then you have a few items here, then you name it as one. Then you drag down. So it's altogether 6 items. So later on, we are going to use this as variable name. Variable name. Okay. So how about it? Here, this is family trait, is it?
Family strength scale.
Read the thing first, So here is family trait now until
Until
Until the compare, right? Compare. Until compare.
Till day. Yeah, correct.
Is it this one?
没有 compare 的。No no no. Until compare. 没有 compare 也是
Yes, right?
compare 也是 until compare.
Until compare, ah?
Yes, until compare. Oh.
Okay,
Yes, I.
correct, huh? This is family economic strength, is it?
Yes.
Yes, huh?
Yes.
So you just paste family economic strength. Then here, then you just name it lah. Family economic strength. Right? Then one. Then you drag down. Drag down, drag down. 12th item, huh? Okay. Then here, is it the family health?
Yes.
Okay, this is family health skill, huh?
Yeah. Until
Family health skill until got how many items?
how many items?
6.
6, 10, think.
Until
Until
family health. Okay.
scroll down.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Until here.
Yeah.
Correct, huh?
Yes. Yes, correct.
34, yes.
Okay. So this 2T is what? My family did 2T have what is this?
T actually is no because I transfer the no become 2 ma just now and then got error.
Yeah.
Just now the select and select one. Find and select ma. I use no to replace. Actually, I use 2 to replace the no ma. So then the question is become 2T.
So suppose is what? We do,
We do not.
do not.
we do not.
Not.
So you replace the N O
Not.
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Family
Sorry,
health,
sorry.
Family health, That's why lah, replace, you have to highlight the place that you want to replace. You don't replace everything.
Okay. Okay. Understand.
Okay. Then the last one. Have you
Risk.
ever received any?
Risk.
So this one is risky sexual behavior, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So you said this type of study, very clear cut one. The direction, everything you see the variable very clear cut one. So this is the last block, So let me color first. So this is risky sexual behavior, Then you have 5, 8 item, correct? Okay. Then all this will be your variable name. So very simple. So what to be done is to copy paste Copy paste all this further. Copy. Then you go to SPSS. Yeah, make sure you highlight first, You highlight, you go to highlight. Highlight. Then you right click, you paste. Ready to. So for the label, right? If you think you don't need the full name, right? You can copy paste the same thing. Then done, deal. Alright. So you see, gender, nominal. Age. So this age is a ungrouped data. So you set it as skill. How about race? Nominal. How about religious? Nominal, correct? Marital status? Nominal, correct? So the rest here are all skill, right? No. The first one is this block is a yes, correct or incorrect. So it's considered nominal. So the rest are all skill. All skill, they are considered as ordinal. Right? So just click one. Just click one. Then you copy. Then you paste. Then you save. Make sure you save. Save demo. E-class. Then you're almost done. Then after that, one more thing is that remember you got to tell the software the value. Right? Tell the value. So this one, do you have the list of coding? List of coding. Code.
Got,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Oh,
So,
I know. Function. Function.
Got. So, where is this? Okay, so the meal is 1. This is value. Then you add. Number 2 is female. Add. After you add, click OK. Then after that, what do you have? Age. Age is in scale, so you don't have to code anymore because interval and ratio data you don't have to code. Yeah, all in scale they are numeric, so you don't have to do the setup for the value. There's no setup for the value, right? So race here is a Malay. Number 2, you have a Chinese. Number 3, you have a India. Number 4, you have Sarawak indigenous group. Sarawak indigenous. Just the English will do. Number 5, you have a Sabah indigenous group. Right, click OK. And done. Okay, how about religion? So also the same, you just, that's why you need to have a list of this coding. Then it will make your life easier. 1, Islam. Number 2 is what? Christianity. Number 3 is Buddhism. This one sure got the small group one. How you all cater the small group? Number 4, Hinduism. Number 5. Okay. Okay, marital status, they have single, in a relationship, engaged, married. I hope your respondent understand what you're saying. Some don't understand certain difference, especially when it comes to this marital status. So in a relationship means they got couple. Number 3, engaged. Some people don't understand the meaning of engaged. So I hope your respondent understand. Otherwise, one case. Number 5. Oh, no more number 5, Okay. So here, for 6 items, it's correct and incorrect. So correct is number 1. Okay, this one very simple. Correct is number 1. Incorrect is number 2. Incorrect is number 2. Okay. So this one, the rest of the item is going to share the same value label. So you just have to do one, you copy, you paste. Okay. Then followed by this This is what skill? This is family, economics, friends. So family, economics, friends is never, seldom, sometimes, usually, almost, always, correct or not? Hello, the group, are you here?
Yes.
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 Yes or no?
Yes.
So, okay, number 3. So you all got do something wrong or not so far?
So far, so good.
So far,
Sometimes
good.
it's pretty good, sometimes it's a joint word. Number 4 is usually. Number 5 is almost always. Okay, so just do one time. Just do one
Hello,
time.
doctor.
Yes.
For this part lah, we did necessary.
You did what? Sorry?
For this one, the value.
I just skip it. This
Yeah.
value. And then I don't write what one is what lah, blah, 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 blah. And then I just skip the value.
You just skip the value,
Cannot. This one is
Then-
necessary,
You skip the value, then do you have average or not?
I think not.
Then how are you going to run this one?
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay, you don't have to say sorry. I just want to know. Nothing to be sorry with. I just want to know what happened. All right. So then you learn along the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So this one, of course, later on, you will see that after we have been doing this, right? Later on, you might see that we actually don't need this. But you still have to set up all these things unless you know that exactly you don't need this. You compute the average you compare the average in Excel, then you bring in. Then you don't have to do this. It's actually up to you. But when I demo, of course, I demo the whole set. Sometimes on this sort of individual item, you can use to test certain hypotheses. If let's say the individual item itself is some things that you would like to look for, doesn't mean all these individual item play no role later on, right? Let me show you later on this. Let me finish this part first. So family health, where is the skill? Is it far below average? Below average, above average, far above average, So for Likert, for Likert skill, because Likert skill is ordinance skill, so when you do the coding, very important one thing is that you got to make sure the code goes according to the rank. Let's say you have high, low, and medium. You got to code the low as 1, medium as 2, then high as 3. You couldn't jump the sequence according to what you want. Ordinal data you cannot do like this, but nominal doesn't matter. Which one you want to be number 1, which one you want to be number 2 doesn't matter. But then for ordinal data cannot. You got to follow the rank. Number 5 is far above average. So after you do one, actually, if you know how to do, right, just a few hours can finish already. Right. Okay, the last one. The last one is agreement skill, I guess. Right? Correct. Am I right? Agreement skill, Huh? No response again. The last one, the final one, the risky sexual behavior is agreement skill, right?
So sorry.
I better stop first.
Okay.
The last one is risky sexual behavior. Ma. So is it agreement skill? Somebody agree, somebody disagree?
我忘记了。
No, 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 no.
是 no yes
不
no
是 I have never sexual some intercourse, then one person, two person.
是呗？
Yeah.
是这个吗？
Sorry,
是
again.
Let me check 一下。
different things.
Sorry 啊，sorry 啊。
They are not all the same skill, is it?
Yes, the last one is different.
How different is that?
There, wait ah. Sorry.
Okay. In the last 3 months, mean to say the first item. The first item is in the last 3 months, then I have never. So item number 1, number 2, they are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 6, they are the same. I know already. Yeah. Correct. You all. Okay. How come got 1%, 2%, 3%? I don't understand.
Huh? 2%?
Got 1%.
Yeah, how many
got-
you?
The one question.
Baking.
Hold on. Doctor, you asked how many percent is it?
Okay, then you tell me like the first item, what is
The
the
first
skill
item?
that you the first item,
First item.
the option,
Sorry, that's
the option number 1, what do you quote?
Yes, no, and not sure.
Yes, no, I'm not sure for the first item.
And yes. Yes, no, and not sure.
Yes is number 1.
Yes.
Yes, no.
No is number 2.
Not sure. Like this.
Yeah.
Then second item,
Number 2. Second item also yes, no, and not sure.
third item,
Third item is I have never had sexual intercourse.
then
Frequent. Frequent.
where got this word called frequent one? Frequently,
Okay.
where got this word called this is adjective so
Infrequently.
Frequently. Infrequently.
frequently, what kind of English is that? This article also something wrong.
This
Is it number 4?
number 4, huh? Number 4 is
No, number 4, you know.
number 4 title item.
Again.
No, number 4. Okay. These 3 items. These 3 in here.
This grade only,
Sorry.
confirm,
These 3 only.
Okay. Then item number 4,
I have never had sexual intercourse.
same. Is it the same as the previous one?
The first is
yes,
then.
Then the second,
I have had sexual intercourse, but not during the last 3 months.
so complicated how to run this.
Uh,
Change. Then number 3, no number 3.
got. Number 3 is 1%.
2%, 3%.
1 person,
2 person,
2 persons,
and also 3 person.
number 5, 3 persons.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Then? No more.
No more.
And after that, item number 5,
Item
How
number
come
5
says
is yes or no.
yes, no. Yes, no, I'm not sure.
Yes or no? Yes. Yes, no.
Got not sure.
No.
No, no, no. Yes or no
No.
only. Yes and no.
Then 6,
Yes, yes, no.
number 7,
Number 7, number 7 是最后。不是哦。number 7 also yes or no.
then 8, the last one.
Last one is I have never had sexual intercourse.
Then followed by
0 times.
0
One
times,
person. One time,
1
two time.
time,
1 time.
2 times.
Yes.
Until 3 times.
0 to 3, yeah. So that's
I
all.
did from here. Okay. So remove. Never is it. Then 1 time. Got 0 time.
God.
Got 0 times. Not person, it's times.
So the 1 is 0.
Yes.
The 2 is 0, eh? The 2
The
is
2
0.
is 0. First one is I have never had sexual intercourse.
2 is 0. 0 times. 1 time.
0. Wow. Yeah. See, I got inference for you. I so write the wrong thing. 2 is 0.
Yes.
I don't understand why 2 is 0. I just follow you first. 0 time.
Yes.
1 time, 2 time. Correct or not? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
So
Google
this
Form.
Oh,
这个 item.
yes. 第四个那个。
finish already, right? Until 3 only, right?
Yes. Yes.
So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So never, then 1 time. Never and the 0 time, what's the difference?
They got do the sexual intercourse, but didn't have because of the drunk or alcohol. Cannot see.
I don't understand. It's okay. Continue first. You should understand better. So if like this, let me see. So this one is nominal. The yes, no is nominal already. Yes, no is nominal. So this one is also nominal. That is also nominal. What else? Never, frequently, infrequently. This one can. Okay. Save. This the final row is this one the row you don't kacau always target pandai. All right. That's all you're almost done there. So I want to show you all if in case you want to do recording for data, so you also can do it in SPSS. So put decimal zero. What's the meaning of this decimal zero? 0.0 0.0 actually should be okay. So once you set the value label, you go to the data view, right? When you interchange this thing, you actually see the changes or not. Right? Once you click 1 times, you change back to the value label. You click 1 more times, you get back the coding. If you got to press to see whether you do it correctly or not. Okay, so in case you want to regroup certain things, right? You can always regroup that using the transform here. Transform here actually got 2 very important function. One is a compute variable. Let's say you want to calculate average. You can always use a complete variable to compute, right? Then if let's say you want to record certain things, you can always use the record function here. Here we have this record into a same variable and different variable. Up to you. Record into same variable means to say it's going to replace the original variable. Record into a different variable means to say after you record, you will get another new series. Usually I will use the record into different variable. After I record first, then I will put side by side and see whether I do it correctly or not. Then only I will delete the one that I don't need. All right. So this function is good. Then another one is a compute variable, right? So let's say here the age. Okay, the age very small groups cannot do anything. Okay, then later along the way we will see whether I have chance to show you or not using the data. All right, so after you have get everything in place, the first thing that we always do is to go to analyze descriptive. Then you go for frequency. Frequency, the first thing that you have to do is always to check your data to see whether the data everything okay or not. So you just have to press down the control key and you press A. You select everything, then you move it to the other blocks, right? Then you will click OK. Right, so have a look on this. So you see, frequency analysis, one good thing is that it will show you whether do you have any missing data or not. See, so got missing or not? No missing, so exactly 100 right? So you see, this is a frequency distribution table. This is the one that we cover at the very beginning of the semesters. Right, the frequency distribution table, you have frequency, they have percent frequency and cumulative here, right? You don't want to present everything, just present those important things. Then, for example, you have gender, right? Let's say you want to plot the gender into pie chart. Actually, you don't need this frequency distribution table anymore, right? Yeah. So remember, this frequency distribution table is also to describe the data. So if you are describing your data using pie chart or bar chart, actually this table you actually don't need to present. If you want to keep this one as an evidence that you run this thing into SPSS, right? So you just have to paste all these thing into a Word file. Then later on, you just put that under the attachment will do, right? So you don't need, in the past when I saw a lot of students, especially when it comes to FIP, they want to make their thesis a bit thicker, so they will have one big pie chart. Then the frequency distribution table on top or below. So gender one page, then age group one page, like this. No point to do like this, right? So when you have the diagram will always better compared to the table. So we'll prefer the diagram, right? So see, this is the gender, this is age. So this is ungrouped data. So they have the age right from 20 until 35, right? So this one can regroup or not. If let's say you want to make it into age group, right? Sometimes if the age is like this a bit, I mean, they also don't have because the sample is very much concentrate on the first this three, 21 until 23, right? So in this case, this type of data, if you bring into regression, you're not going to help. So if let's say you have something like this, you can always do regrouping. It's just that regrouping, you got to be very careful. You want to chop this thing into two groups. You got to chop in such a way that each group minimum you need to have 5 observation. So let's say you chop at 25. So if you chop here, 20 to lesser than 25, so it's going to stop here. So means to say 25 and race, okay. So minimum still got here. Any variables, this one you don't have to see already because this one is actually it's actually categorical data. It's actually like right? So what is this? Okay. So basically the demographic variable, you go to check lah. Because usually the time series and measuring mean analysis, for example, ANOVA independent sample test, right? That's why all this type of tests, all this type of hypothesis testing is going to involve demographic variable. So it's important to ensure that each group you need to have a minimum of 5 observations first. Right? For example, this age we want to make it into age group rather than age. So you can always do the regrouping using this SPSS. Right, let me copy this thing out first. Okay. So you remember this is the result. Okay, right now I want to chop this thing into 2 groups. Right? So 25 above one group, below 25 one group. Right? So I can go to transform, recode into a different variable first. Right? So you take age. Then this one name you change to age group. Age group. Just use a label to change. Then here you click open new value. Okay. Now you go to tell the software from 20 to 20 from 20 to 24. So range from 20 to 24. Right? We're going to group them under first group. Then you add. Right? Then after that will be 25 above, will be 25 above. So then will be the range value through highest. So will be 25. Right? Then you code it as a number 2. Right? So after that, okay, no more. Then you click OK, continue. Then you click OK. So it will generate another group, another variable for you. So you can go back to this data variable view. So the age group is here, right? So this is age group, age group. Then you bring this thing up first, putting side by side. Then you can have a look. Right. So here, because this is age group, then you got to define the grouping. So group 1 will be 20 to 24 years old. Then you add. Second group is 25 years old. And you click OK. Then, okay, you see? Then you have another one. So this one is ungroup data. So here you have the group data, right? Okay. So you can either delete this variable if you need, just keep it there. Sometimes this are regrouping, I will just keep it there. Right? So I have two different data structures. So later on I can consider which one is better when I come to analysis. So this age group, remember age group is ordinal data, right? Because you can rank. Okay. So this is how you regrouping. Then what else? Okay. Now I want to calculate the mean. I want to calculate the mean for where is it? Where is my Excel? Okay, have a look on this. Where is the okay. Here. Here. Okay. So this is yes, no. This is yes, no type of question. So you got to check back the articles that you refer to see whether do you have any scoring or not. Scoring means to say, is there any way that the user of the skill can calculate the mark? Right, we call it as scoring rules. So some certain instruments come with scoring rules. Mean to say, you know the item, you know how to measure the item using certain skill. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say it's like it, right? And sometimes they come with scoring. Mean to say, how do you score the things? Right, scoring is very common when you're dealing with psychometric skill in mental health. Psychological skill or psychological assessment skill basically come with scoring. How do you score the things? That's from what point to what point, how do you categorize? That's the things called scoring. All right. I don't know this literacy skill sometimes got scoring one. I don't know how they score. So I want to ask the group, do you know how to score it?
I don't know, doctor.
You don't know what? Do you read the articles or not?
Yes, got. Yes.
Because right, sometimes literacy skill, they have this yes, no, then they'll calculate mark. So yes is how many marks, no is how many marks, or correct is what is the marks for correct, what is the marks for wrong. Then after that, they will calculate the mark. Do you have this? This is called scoring. So those doing something related to knowledge, the knowledge skill also got scoring one, basically. So, got or not?
No, didn't have.
Don't know, huh?
Yeah, don't have, huh? Don't have. Yeah, we didn't have that thing in our article.
Ayo, you see this
Sure.
literacy, right? If I got all the 6 questions correct, can I say that I have 6 marks, then I have higher literacy? Can I say like this? Usually for literacy, you check back the article lah, huh? Right?
Okay,
You check back the
checking.
article. Sure. I think likely is like this. Likely is like this. They are going to calculate using the score one. Because the more here got 6 items, the more you get the thing correct, mean to say the more you actually aware about the things, or you're actually literate about the things. So you can always add them up, right? So let's see how to add, how to add. So you want to do any addition activity, or this multiplication of any variables, or anything that you want to produce from original data into a new series, right? And you can use compute variable, right? Let's say this one, I want to get total of so this is called sexual health literacy, So mean is this one plus this one. Hold on, let me 1 one more thing. How do you code this one? Is 1 and 2, huh? Correct is 1, incorrect is 2. I cannot. You got to code correct is 1, incorrect is 0. Auto correct.
It tells you.
Otherwise, when you add, right, the 2 will get higher mark. Then my idea won't work. Cannot compute. It's supposed to be this one correct. Incorrect is 0. Then correct is 1. Then you add. So 6 question. So somebody got all the things correct, they got 6 marks. So somebody got nothing correct, then got 0. Then you can differentiate the level of literacy. Then you have one from ordinate data, you create one new data. So this new data is actually in skill. Then you can bring this skill into regression later on. Do you get what I mean? So this one I cannot. This one I cannot help you. I cannot help you. Actually can do transform, but I later on after the class you want to ask, just ask. So okay, let's go for the second block. The second block will be so this one is family economic strain. So family economic strain, family economic strain will be what is the code? Never, seldom. Okay, this one you can take average. So this one scale very simple. You can take average. So okay, here come to compute variable. Now I want the average. Family economic strain. I want the average. So very simple. You just double click, add, double click, add. You do this process for 12 times. So if you can think about this before you bring the data in, you can do that in Excel. Otherwise, you can do this in the SPSS also can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, complete. Divided by 12. So you get the average. Click OK. Right? So once you click OK, then you come back to the data. You will see this. Right? So you can always bring the thing up. Always bring the thing up. Right? This is average. Okay? Right. So every time you do it, you save. So this is family health skill. Family health skill, it will be something like this. So the highest, the better. Okay. And all the skill, they are the same. This one also very easy. Then you also can take the average. This one we have. Right? So this one again. Then will be this one. 1. Okay, 10 item. Okay, divided by 10. Is it? Yeah. Where's the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, cukup. Enough. Click OK. Okay, then get back to here. Right, then bring up. Right, so this one, copy paste the same thing. The label and the name, you can make it the same. Okay, then the last block on risky health, risky sexual behavior. This one I cannot do anything on that because the skill, they are not the same. You just can do it individually. See how it's going here. Right? So it's mostly yes, no one. So this type of skill you cannot combine, right? Unless there's a scoring. Sometimes there's a scoring. Yes, how many mark? No, how many mark? If you take this one, how many mark? You have scoring, then easy lah. Right? Can you check back whether got scoring or not? Usually got scoring one, this type of things. No.
Okay, later we check. Later we check.
Okay, so assuming that we have done everything already lah. So then we have this for Likert scale, we have this variable. For Likert scale, we have this variable. Right? This one, they say that this one actually a bit sayang. This one actually can be computed one. Yeah. Never mind, I just use this one to demo only. Okay. Cannot. Then I got not enough variable to show regression. Okay. Let me quickly do this thing. So this is L1. Okay. So you will see how I do, then you'll learn along the way. So number 4, 5, number 6, okay, so this one value. So I want to quote back remove. Right. Okay, so the quote back value. Now I want the number 1 is correct. Right, number 1 is correct. So number 1, I will still maintain with number 1. This one remove first. So number 1, I will still maintain with number 1. So number 2, I want to change it into 0. Correct, check first, Incorrect is number 2. I want to make it into 0. Okay, so okay, continue. Then okay, right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then the whole block you bring up first. Later I want to compare. Right. So this one, yeah, borrow 1. Then edit first. Incorrect 0. Change. Alright. Okay. Then copy. Paste. Okay. Then have a look. Have a look first. Turn back. This is you just check one CV will do. If the first one is correct, then the rest will be correct. So 2 all change into 0. 1 still maintain 1, then correct. Okay. This one bring down. Bring down. Okay, now I don't want this block anymore. So just delete, clear, right click, clear, right? So this one I want to keep it short, I delete the end. Okay, so save. Okay, done. Then only you can transform and compute. So you can get the total. This is for sexual health literacy. So this one you got to use plus. Double click. Plus. Okay. So this is actually skill. Okay, now you check the data. Okay, just now the total is here. So you see, some of the score is very low. Got a number got 0, meaning literacy is very low. Okay. Now, okay, now I want to show you all on the some of the important statistical analysis. Basically the things that we cover in our lecture. Okay, let's start from the first one. Testing on data normality. Okay. Let me see how many of you still here. 104. Some hilang already. Okay. All right. So how to test data normality? You go to analyze descriptive, right? So this is descriptive. Before I talk about data normality, if let's say you want to describe the data using mean, medium, all these kind of things, right? Numerical descriptive statistics, the function is here. The function is actually here. But for this, you can only bring in the scale variable here. You can only bring in a scale variable. This place. So if you want to present numerical descriptive statistics, you don't have to present all. You see, all these are actually ordinal data. So you actually the best option is to go for this scale variable, right? Then here is the option. Then you tick whatever thing you want. Usually you will go for standard deviation and maximum minimum. If you want to look at the skewness, skurtosis, you also can tick. Then after that, then you click OK. Then you have the data, they have the descriptive, right? So you basically don't have to present descriptive for categorical. Categorical, I would prefer to see diagram, right? Either frequency distribution table or diagram. Diagram will be the best, right? So for scale variable, it's always good to present this, right? Okay, so this is descriptive statistics, right? So right now we want to see how to run normality. Normality you can only run on scale variable as well, So just these few suggestions that you can do, right? Then you go for this one. You don't have to do anything. You go to plot. So you see under the plot, if you want the stimulus display is here, histogram is here, right? The box plot is actually over here. Then this is the normality plot with test. This is the one that you have to check, right? Then you click continue. Then you click OK. And wait for a while. All right, so here. Of the what of the notification. Okay. All right, so here every time you run this, you also get the descriptive also. All right. Okay, the focus is here. This is a test of normality. So you have the Kolmogorov and also the Shapiro-Wilk test, right? So how to see this result? Very simple. Here you have, don't know how I can annotate. Okay, hopefully I can annotate. Okay, here is the test statistics. This is the test statistics. All right, this is the p-value. This is actually p-value. So same goes to this one also p-value. When you see SIG, it's actually the p-value. Right? So hilang one. Okay. So remember, I think this one is just for it's just annotated for a while with hilang one, is it? Aye. How to make this annotate stay for longer? I don't know. Aye. So p-value, I got to be very fast. Right? Then remember this p-value using the 0.01, 0.05, and 0.1. Right? So usually we will go for 0.05. 5% significant level. Right? When the p-value from the test is smaller than the p-value or smaller than 0.05, always compare with 0.05. Smaller than 0.05, then you reject the null hypothesis. Right? So this one, reject or do not reject, the first one. I want to see response. Reject, Second one, reject or do not reject. Reject, So the third one. The third one, reject or do not reject. Any number smaller than 0.05, you will reject. Right? The fourth one. Actually, see, all reject. All of these number here, they are all smaller than 0.05. Now we are talking about the Kolmogorov, the Kolmogorov test, right? So when you reject the null hypothesis, so means what? Means the test is statistically significant, right? So when people ask you, okay, this p-value is significant or not, then you have to ask yourself whether can you reject the null hypothesis. If you can reject the null hypothesis, mean to say the test is statistically significant or is significant, right? So if you are using 0.05, then it is statistically significant at 5% level, right? So Kolmogorov suggests or reject. Shapiro-Wilk test also suggests or reject, reject, you see. So then we can say that the two tests of normality, they are conclusive. So remember this word conclusive. If they conclusive mean to say that both test results give you the similar outcome, then it's conclusive. right? So in this case, the null hypothesis, the null hypothesis is the data. The data is the normal. The data is normal, right? So if you reject the null hypothesis, means to say the data is not normal, right? So you mean to say, you see, these four variable, they are all not normal, right? Next semester, when you come to a research method, you will learn about this normality in a deeper sense. So this is one of these, we call it as assumption test. Assumption test, right? So this is one of the assumption under the linear regression, right? So if your data is normal, then you got to go for, you can opt for parametric tests, all kind of parametric tests. If your data is not normal, then the power of the parametric test will be lower. Then you have to go for the non-parametric test. You will learn this thing later on in the research method as well, right? Okay. Okay. So this result, I don't want to annotate anymore. How do I stop annotate? Yeah. Now I want to stop annotate. Then how to stop annotate now? Yeah. Escape. Okay, so this is histogram. This is a stem display. This one you can skip. You don't need this thing. All right, so here is the box plot. So this is the things that we cover. You see, this box plots tell you that there is some outlier for age. So there's some outlier, right? Okay, so this is about normality test, right? Then I want to show you all correlation. So you see this word correlate, then you come to bivariate. So this is a pairwise correlation. You can test correlation on, it's always best to test correlation only on scale variable and ordinal data only. To me, nominal data not that suitable to test correlation, right? See age, I usually work on the scale variable and also some of the important ordinal data, right? So nominal, then you don't have to consider the race also nominal, gender also nominal. Actually, no point, right? The age, you already have the age in scale variable, right? So have a look on this first. So since the data is not normal, might as well just click this two also. So we always use a two-tier test. Then, if you're using an SPSS version, I think 26 or 27 above, you will see this additional function here, show only the lower triangle, then you just check also on this. And show diagonal, you also check on this. This is a very good function to me, right? Then click OK. Right, so you see this. So this is actually the Pearson is actually the parametric test. So the non-parametric test will be here, right? Cannot be a small row test. It's considered as non-parametric, right? So you can have a look on the result first. Okay, now again I want to annotate it. Okay. So how do you see the result? Cannot. Suddenly cannot annotate. Aiyah. Let me stop sharing and reshare again. Okay. Oh, there's a panel here. Aiyah. All right. Okay. So this is a Pearson correlation test. So if your data is normal, then you go for Pearson. If your data is not normal, then you go for the non-parametric version, right? So here, just now I asked you to tick the box on the to show the diagonal, because otherwise, right, you will have this block also with the value, right? You don't have to generate that because this block and this block actually the value they are the same. So you don't have to do the similar thing 2 times. So this block, that's why if you have version 27 and above, that is good. So you keep your result clean, right? So here, you see here, edge towards the edge, there's no value. Actually, edge toward edge, you get back to the same things. So you get 1 actually. So we are not going to talk about this. So your result, you have to concentrate on the rest of the result, right? So how do you check the result? Remember this, you see SIG is significant, right? It's significant level, so it's a p-value, it's actually p-value. Okay. So this is actually the p-value. Okay, so what is it? This is the Pearson correlation value, or we call it as R. We have learned about this in our lecture. Their formula to calculate the R. So correlation is actually to test. All right, that's what the test association. To test association between 2 variables. Right. So in this case, we are looking at this. This is called sexual health. No, this is FE. Okay, family economic strength. Family economic strength. So family economic strength and age. Right? And this is a p-value. Right? So here, now here p-value is 0.278. Right? So you are going to compare with the 5%. significant level, which is 0.05, right? So in this case, reject or do not reject? Reject or do not reject? Still reject. Cannot reject, right?
Yes.
So do not reject. Do not reject because this p-value is already larger than 0.05. See, 0.27 is larger than 0.05. So do not reject. So do not reject is also the same meaning as test is not significant. It's not significant. Right? So this means what? This means the conclusion. This means what? Conclude. Means what? There is no association. Right? No association between FES and H. Mean to say these two, they are not related. They are not associated. Right? Actually, I see many people like to use correlation to measure relationship. I would say that correlation is not a good measure of relationship. Correlation basically tell you about association, whether these two they are associated or not. But talk about relationship, I would say I would think that still relation is better to talk about relationship, right? Because correlation basically tell you about the strength of the correlation, the strength of the association. To say A and B, they are actually related, right? But talking about relationship, I would say that because relationship, we want to see who cause who affect who. So I think still the relation would be better, right? So if let's say in your report, you have correlation result, and you also have regression result together, right? Better make it clearer. When you talk about correlation, you talk about association between two variables, right? When you use regression, then only you focus on the relationship, because correlation actually don't really tell you a lot. Basically, correlation only establish the presence of association, mean to say they are correlated, right? And the correlation is a positive correlation, mean to say they are correlated, mean to say when the association is positive, mean to say when A increase, B will also follow, right? B increase, A also follow, but then you don't know the impact is actually from A to B or B to A, actually you don't know, right? This one correlation will not tell you. Then one more thing is that you only know the strength. Let's say, for example, here is 0.11. So when the result is significant, then you can talk about the strength. How strong is the strength of correlation, right? But then the thing is, the strength only tell you the correlation between the pair only, will not tell you the joint effect. Only the multiple regression will tell you the joint effect. So it's good to have a distinction between correlation and regression. In econometric analysis, correlation, regression, causality or causation. These three, they are different. These three, they are different. Correlation basically talk about association. This one we talk about relationship. This one we talk about causal effect. Causal effect. There are these three things. You will learn a lot more on these two next semesters. Right? So when you talk about regression, When you run regression, you talk about relationship, you don't say there's a causal effect between who and who. No, right? You couldn't say like this. You only can establish a relationship, right? Okay, so this one settled, not significant. How about this? This one significant or not? It's 0.253, right? Again, not significant. So this is also not significant. So how about this? Yes, this is 0.02.
Oh, yeah.
So this is significant. Right, not significant, correct, significant. Right? So how about this? Not significant. Right? So here, significant. Here significant or not? This one alarm one is significant or not? This one significant or not? 0.53.
No, no.
No, not significant. We are comparing with 0.05. 0.05, and you don't round the number yourself. You don't round. So some of the students, they will round. Sorry, this is 0.053. Some of the students, they will round. So they say it's the same. No, so if the difference 0.003, so considered not significant. Right? So you see, this SPSS, they provide you the star, right? This one 2 star is a 1% level, right? 1% significant level, right? Sometimes then you will see one more is 1 star. 1 star represent what? 1 star represent 0.05 level or 5% level, right? So this is what happened in this test, in this result only got 1%. So the fact that the 1% is given. There's no 5%, that's why the 5% is not given. Right? So is it at least you got 1 significant result, 2 significant result. Not bad lah. So it's a financial economic strength, family economic strength, family health logic lah, positive. Okay, correlation, there are 3 things. There are 3 things that you have to look at. First thing, you check whether it's significant or not. If significant, then you talk about the sign and the strength. Right? The strength, the coefficient will tell you. Right? The coefficient will tell you. The coefficient is this number. Right? The first row, the coefficient. The R will tell you. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Close. Start annotate. Okay, so this is just now the thing I show you is a Pearson. So here you have Kandel-B test and also Spearman row test. They are the same. The way you see the things, they are the same actually. Just that one is a parametrics, the other one is non-parametrics. But you see, just now our normality test result show that the data is not normal. So mean to say, either the Kandel-B test or the Spearman row test is actually better. So you see whether the result is different or not. I think so. See which one significant? You have this one significant. You have this one significant. Then what else? Yeah, this one significant also. This one not significant. You have 3. Then how about Spearman row test? Then you have 1, 2. Then what else? 3. So you see, actually, this non-parametric test is actually more powerful compared to the parametric version. Is your data is not normal, right? And these 2 tests, right? Which one better? This one very hard to say. Some say cannot test better, some will say a swimmer road test better. Since the result is conclusive, you actually can present both. Okay? All right. So this is on correlation. Then I want to show you all this comparing mean test. Comparing mean test is very important. Okay, here, the one sample t-test. Remember this one sample t-test? This is the one that we talk about in learning unit 6. Learning unit 6, we talk about hypothesis testing. After that, we talk about statement of hypothesis. After we finish that part, then we start with the testing for population mean, right? Remember that you test a number, right? If in future you need, then the function is actually here. It's called one sample t-test, right? So if let's say you have 2 independent samples in which you want to compare the mean, then you use independent sample t-test, right? If let's say you have more than 2 groups, or more than 2 independent samples, you have 3 or 4, then you come to one-way ANOVA, right? Basically, this page is all about comparing mean, right? So let's have a look on this independent sample t-test first. Okay, let's say we want to test gender difference to see whether gender play a role or not, right? So I have these 3. So this is literacy. This is economic strength, financial, family health skill. So I want to see whether on these 3, whether gender play a role or not. So gender just now is 1 and 2. All right, continue. Okay, then the rest you don't have to do anything on the rest. Then you just click OK. Okay. Okay, very important here. All right, you see here. This is again the things that we discussed in our lecture. You see this block. This block is basically what? This block is basically to test equality of variance. So this is the one that we call it as equal variance test, right? So this is actually the assumption, right? The assumption for this equal mean test. Okay. All right. So you see that you have two rows. You have this equal variance assume, equal variance not assume. You actually have 2 rows. For all the t-tests that test the equality of mean, you actually have 2 rows, right? Which one to go for will be depending on the F test, the Levin test, right? So if you pass the assumption, right, mean to say equal variance assume you pass the assumption, then you go for the first row. If you didn't pass the assumption, you go for the second row. So the F test result will decide which row you will select. So again, see the SIG, the P value. This one significant or not? Again, now we compare with 0.5. Significant or not? So this is not significant.
No.
Right, not significant. So not significant. Which row we got to refer to? Right, we got to refer to the second row. Right, we got to refer to the second row, the equal variance not assumed. Right, because okay, equal variance test, remember the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis for equal variance test is the variance are equal. Then the other is variance are not equal. right? So this one, not significant. Can you reject? This one also not significant. Not significant, not significant, not significant. Macam salah. I think I give you the wrong information. Hold on. Let me delete something first. Where's my eraser? Erase. Erase this one first. Okay. Don't confuse, huh? Okay. We are comparing with 0.05. Right? If this p-value is smaller than 0.05, you reject. Right? So when you reject, then the variance are not equal. If the variance are not equal, then you have to go for the equal variance not assumed. So in this case, can you reject? Not reject, Not reject. Right? This one, the second one, you also cannot reject. Cannot reject. The third one also cannot reject. Or you cannot reject. Right? You cannot reject means we have to conclude using the null hypothesis. So mean to say, the variance are equal. Right? So the variance are equal. So assumption test, I remember the assumption test. For assumption test, the assumption will be at the null hypothesis. Right? So the assumption for the t-test of equality of mean is that the variance must be the same. Right? We just have to first assume that the variance, they are the same. Okay? So if you cannot reject, then the variance are equal. Then if you didn't violate, then you go for the first rule. If you reject, then you go for the second rule. Then only after you decide this, which rule to look for, then only you look at the t-test. This is the t-statistic. This is the p-value. It's a p-value. Right? So have a look. So this one, reject or do not reject. So these three, 1, 2, 3. Can you reject any hypothesis? Cannot. All cannot reject because all, they are all larger than 0.05. So all these three, you cannot reject. Yes. You cannot reject. So you cannot reject, mean to say it's not significant. It's not significant. Right? So what is the hypothesis for the t-test? What is the hypothesis for t-test? What is the hypothesis for t-test? This one. What's the hypothesis for t-test? Anyone? We are testing the equality of mean. Let's say, for example, the first result. We are testing the equality of mean between the male and the female, right? On the economic strength. Then how do you conclude? For this for t-test, there are two ways to write, depending on how you want to write it. Because, like, let's say we look, okay, have a look on this. This is economics. This is family economic strength. We are testing whether this mean value and this mean value, they are the same or not? Right? Then the null hypothesis will be, we assume that the mean, right? The mean value of FES for male and female are similar. Right? Then the alternative will be not similar. Right? This is one way you can write. The other way is that because we know that when the mean value of FES for male and female, they are the same. Meaning to say gender actually has no role. No role. Role towards FES. Or the other way around, you can write that FES and gender, they are not related. So when the mean of these two groups, they are the same, right? Meaning to say, this different is just happened by chance. So, meaning to say the gender actually will not play a role in explaining this. Gender is not related to this. So, is it gender will affect family economic strength or not? Family health also will not, or not significant. Right? So if you are able to reject the null hypothesis, meaning to say gender actually play a role. Gender actually related to this, or gender will affect all this. Am I make you clear? Okay. No respond. And don't know I can proceed or not. So this is independent sample t-test. Alright. If you have 3 groups, then you go for one-way ANOVA. One-way ANOVA is a little bit complicated. So I just want to show a quick one for you so that but you will learn more later in the future. Gender, let's say, because I need 3 groups. So let's talk about race. Race. Actually, for one-way ANOVA, there is something called post hoc test. This is the different test, the mean different test. When this is the moment when you are able to establish a difference, then you are able to see where is the different lay. I'm not going to show you about this. This is a bit advanced. You will learn this one in your research method in future. So I would just like to show you how the result look like only. Right, under the option, this is descriptive, you take this one. Then one more, you need this one. Homogeneity of variance test. This is the equal variance test. Right? Then okay, then you could. So you see, this is homogeneity of variance test. This is actually the Levin test. This is the F test. So remember, right now we have 3 groups, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 groups, right? Okay, so this is your ANOVA. So how to check the result? Okay. The first thing, you have to see the F test results. And note it. Okay. Amazing. Okay. Based on mean. Look at the one based on mean. P-value. This is the one. P-value. Based on mean. Based on medium. So if let's say your data is good to portray in medium, then you use the medium. Usually you will look at the based on mean. Alright. So you see, significant or not this one?
Significant.
Significant or? Right, significant or? So significant, then we reject a null hypothesis. Once we reject a null hypothesis, then what happens? Are you with me? This is equal variant test. This is the equal variant test. The F test. So the null hypothesis will be variant are equal. Then the alternative will be variance are not equal, right? So reject or do not reject? So this one you reject, right? This one you reject the null hypothesis. You're going to conclude using the alternative, right? You conclude using the alternative means what? So the variance are not equal, right? The variance are not equal, right? So this for the first variable, right? When you're trying to test with race, this one actually didn't pass the equivariant test, right? So this one are the variance not equal, right? So how about this and this? These two? Reject or do not reject? So this one is not significant. So not significant, we do not reject. So in this case, the variance are equal. Okay, then let's go up. Okay. All right. Now you check the ANOVA result. Right? This is the this one. So this is ANOVA result. This is the comparing mean between more than two groups, right? Okay, so you check again the SIG, the p-value. This is significant or not significant, these three. Okay, tell me the result, significant or not significant. Hello. Where is the groups?
Not significant.
Not significant. All right, not significant. Okay? So not significant means what? Can you reject the null hypothesis? So you cannot reject, you cannot reject the null hypothesis. Right? So in this case, when you cannot reject the null hypothesis, means what? Just now we are testing on race, right? We are testing on race. So we are testing on the race, right? So to see whether there is the mean value of this variable, right, across the groups, right, across the race group, they are the same, right? If they are the same, I mean to say, if they are the same means what? Then race actually will not impact. Race actually will not impact the financial economic strength. If they are not the same, okay, let me write in case you're confused. The null hypothesis will be the mean value across all groups are not the same. Not the same. Oh, you have to first assume that they are the same first. Then the assumption, then the alternative will be the mean value is OSS across all group. The groups. Sorry, this one. Equal, they are the same. Salah. The mean value across all groups are the same. Are not the same. Right? Not the same? Same. Right? Because it's equal. This is two tests are equal, not equal. All right. So if the mean value across the groups, this is across the groups are all the same. This means what? Means the variable that we are testing, the variable we are testing, so we are testing on race, right? It's not related, right? It's not related. It didn't play a role at all to financial FES. If they are not the same, then meaning to say, the variable, usually this variable will be usually the demographic variable, right? The race, in this case is the race, right? Is related. Is related to this FES. But you can say is that race play a role. Play a role. In explaining the FES. Okay. So in this case, all not significant. Not significant, you cannot reject. So in this case, Then in this case, it will be race, right? Do not play a role in explaining. FES. Then financial health also, family health also. And the last one is this one. This is literacy, also the same. So this result also so good. Okay, done this part. Let's just stop note it. Okay, one more test, then we are going to end already. Two more tests. Okay. I think I do the chi-square first. One more test is the chi-square. Chi-square is very useful. I think many of you can do because chi-square is very simple. This is a cross tabulation. Remember our LU. This is LU8. LU8. The second test that we cover, contingency table. Test of independence is this one, right? This here, you have to go to analyze. Sorry. Analyze. Descriptive cross tabs, right? Then, okay, the requirement for test of independence is that you need to have two categorical data, right? Two categorical data. So, which one better? So probably that's something to do with the risky sexual behavior. Let me check the data. Which one suitable? So which one suitable? Categorical. See, all categorical. I think it can be all. Any will do. Okay, let's go for yes, no, yes, no. Analyze, descriptive, cross tab. So I want to cross tab risky. This is risky health behavior. I want to see the relationship. I want to see the association between risky health behavior and gender. So here I have this gender. Then this one, which item? That's the first one first. Okay. This one, you just don't kacau it. This one, make sure you tick the chi-square, right? Then you tick continue. If you want the chart, the cluster bar chart, then you can tick the display the cluster bar chart. So, see, okay, let me tick. Okay. So this is the chi-square test. It's test of independence. This one I refer to our LU8, section 2. Okay, so if you need this test to be in the report, make sure you report. You have to provide the cross tabulation, followed by this one, right? Okay. So this one you have yes, no, and not sure, right? So this is risky health behavior. You have three group here. You have three group here. Then you have gender is two groups, right? Okay, so how to check the result? This is a Pearson chi-square. This here, right? So again, compare this one with 0.05. Significant or not? Ew. Significant or not? Hello. Getting
No.
lesser and lesser difficulty. Significant or not? Not
No.
significant, huh?
No.
Not significant. So not significant, can you reject the null hypothesis?
No. No.
Cannot, huh? Right, cannot.
Yes.
Cannot reject, huh? Don't reject the null hypothesis. Right? Then after that, what is the null hypothesis? Huh? What is the null hypothesis? We are testing on a risky health behavior one. I don't know what behavior is that. And gender. So remember, this is test of independence, right? Risky health behavior one and gender, right? What? Remember the words. Yes, cross-tabulation is only for the variable in the categories. How do you frame this one? We covered in LU8 already. Nobody remember this. Then the alternative for it, this one and this one. Independent.
Behind.
Are not independent. Right? Not independent means it's independent, right? Last time I told you all this. Right? Are independent. Right? Risky health behavior and gender are independent. Right? If let's say they are independent means what? They're actually not related. They're actually not related. The other word is you can call it as they are actually not associated. They're actually not associated. So actually this test of independence, some people will call it as association test. It's actually association test for categorical data. So it's actually association. So for categorical data. So the two variable must be categorical. So when you are able to reject the null hypothesis, mean to say they are not independent. If they are not independent, mean to say they are dependent. If they're dependent, means to say they're related or they're associated. This data are really not so good. I don't see a lot of significant result. Okay, last one. Last one is the regression. Regression is here. Under analyze regression, you go for linear. This one, there are a lot more regression. I remember I told you all there are a lot more regression here, right? Yeah, this is linear here. Yeah, the partial least square is also part of regression. Binary logistic also regression. Multinomial logistic, ordinal probit. And then the non-linear is here. The two-state least square is here. Quartile as regression is also regression. There are a lot more regression. Actually, you just learn one small part of it. Okay. So if you were to run regression, you need to know the IV and DV. Hope you still remember what is IV and DV. IV is the independent variable. DV is a dependent variable. Right? So which one can be IV, which one can be DV, I also don't know for this study. The group, I need you all to tell me who is the dependent, who is the independent according to the study. Does all the tests have to use the variable that measure in the scale? No. Just now the chi-square test of independence is categorical data. So for ANOVA and one independent sample t-test, you need one categorical and one scale variable. Only regression, yes, regression. For right now, we are learning simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. It's good to have all in skill. So, the group, where's the group? Hilang already. Are you still here?
Yes.
Tell me who is the DV, who is the IB?
Maybe.
Dependent variable. Come on.
Gender.
Gender, not possible.
Not possible. And
Oh, I said according to the article.
article didn't say anything.
Got one. Definitely they'll do regression one. This type of data.
Okay, checking now.
This is economic strain, family health. Economic strain, this is literacy. Family strain, economic, family health. Just tembak only. F. I just do it for the sake of demo only. You don't treat it correct. I don't have the fundamental at all here. So I'm using the total. This is sexual health literacy as dependent variable. Here is family economic strain and family health skill. So if let's say the family health is good, basically I think the literacy could be higher. Probably, I don't know. I don't have fundamental on this. I think salah. This is friend. I think not good, man. Literacy should be here. Family health. Family health. The economic condition will affect the health, correct? The literacy will affect the health. I think this one logic. Okay, assuming that this is the model. So this one, you take the descriptive. I usually take this view, but I'll show you what to be represented on. This one, the plot. This one is here. Right, the histogram, each one is histogram is here. Right, the rest just 5%. All right, okay. Yeah. Basically, this is the basic things that we need. But then you don't have to present all, so because you don't have we just cover for the basics one. Okay, okay. Last one. Okay. This is the regression result. This is the regression result. Right. Here. Here is this is a dependent variable. This is a DB. Right. This part is the so-called IB. I couldn't say which test is important. The test will be depending on your data and the objective of the study. That's why I asked you all to follow the article. This is beta 0, beta 1, and beta 2. So now you have 2x. All right. So this part is the coefficient, is the slope, right? It's the coefficient, right? Then you will see unstandardized and standardized, right? So which one you have to use? The standardized better or unstandardized better? Depending on your data. If all the variable here you are sharing the same skill, then you can always present the unstandardized one. If let's say there's a combination of skill here inside, right? Then it's good to go for the standardized one, right? But you don't present both, you just present either one. Let's say, for example, this is like they are all like, right? Suddenly you have another variable which is not like, for example, income, ungroup data income, or the ungroup data of age, right? They are not like skill. Then you have combination of different skill already. Then the standardized coefficient will be better. Otherwise, if let's say they are all like all 5 points like then unstandardized will do, right? Okay, then this part coefficient you pick either one.